If you really want to know street politics, gang, in Chicago, I'm gonna teach you right now, little boy. Like, you gotta stop this fan out that got going on. You not from my city, bro, so you don't understand what about. Yeah, bro, get Q50, 20 years, bro. Call the police. Hey, bro, you don't get your son good. Like, what? I am a real gangster, gang. Like, not on the internet, though. Like, on my son, like, not on the internet. Like, really, like, stamped in my city, gang. Like, I'm a real face.
He told me call the police.
He told me call the police. Like, get your dork ass out of here, gang. Like, bro, I really play, gang. Like, every day. Play my city every single day, gang. I just don't go on this in the real, like, do the internet. I'm here. I'm not a self-snitch. I'm not no crash out goofy, gang. But I really get aggressive. Do your homework on my background. You want me to pull up all my paperwork, all my arrests for popping on me? Like, come on, gang. I'm very smart, bro. That's how I survive out here, gang. I'm not no goofy. Yo, dork. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I really don't even care to be doing all that. Only person that little boy got fooled is his friends from out of town. Everybody in Chicago know this little boy is a interview, gang. And if you want to be technical, gang, I really don't need to speak on. He didn't even do that's around. Like, stop it, gang. Like, stop it. Like, stop the cap, gang. Like, you was around. Like, you call, you whatever. Like, if you want, you got puppets. Like, they puppets. They got strings attached to them. Like, they move off another ocean. Like, that be my son. He used to sleep on my couch, gang. Like, stop it, gang. I used to let that in my closet and be like, man, I want a video shoot, bro. Give it clothes and never ask for it back. Like, stop playing. Like, nigga, my name and songs before I even got to that point. Somehow I gave him 100 rounds. Like, never even blew a gun in front of me. Like, on my son. Like, you really want to talk about it? The same night in the studio, when I had to walk his ass out, when the two niggas out that door, his ass ran with that foul in his hand. And I really wasn't even gonna do all that extra. My last time speaking on, hey, shorty ass don't even live in a rack cause of me. In real life, like, he moved out that crib that he was staying in cause of me. Like, stop playing if I put that video out there. On my son, you want to talk about all that and all that cap ass out. Playing on my son, tell him to upload the video now. Upload it. Oh, 8th grade, upload it right now. Whatever. Make sure my face in there, because first of all, you said I was doing it. Then you say my baby mama was doing it. Which one was it? Which one was it? Was it me or my baby mama? Anywhere it go, make sure our face in upload it, gang. So, if I really expose your ass and show you your ass moved out there at the same night, you was scared to go home.
Big Champ allegedly paid money to have T-Slick beaten up inside county jail. And from what people are saying, he got completely finessed. The whole thing may have been staged from the jump. That's where this story starts. And trust me, by the time we get to the full picture of what went down between Big Champ and the Bloodhounds, you're going to understand exactly why this situation is one of the wildest beefs to come out of the streets in a minute. So here's what allegedly happened with T-Slick. Big Champ reportedly got on the phone with somebody locked up in county jail. During that call, the person on the inside started telling him that T-Slick was getting beaten up right there in the cell. Now, because everybody already knows Champ has deep smoke with the Bloodhounds, and T-Slick is tied in with that side, Champ was allegedly down to fund it. He put money on T-Slick's head for him to get handled while he was locked up. Audio started circulating that was supposedly from inside the cell during the incident. You could allegedly hear people yelling, chaos in the background, and at one point someone being forced to apologize and say Big Champ's name. It sounded real enough that a lot of people believed it immediately. And Champ himself was so confident he'd gotten one of his ops touched that he posted the footage on Instagram to let everybody know. But then the story flipped. Rumors started spreading that T-Slick and his cellmate had staged the entire thing to get money out of Champ. The whole beatdown was allegedly acted out over the phone. The yelling, the chaos, the forced apology, all of it performed while Champ was listening in, fully convinced it was real. After collecting the money, T-Slick reportedly got on the phone with Bloodhound Vert and broke the whole thing down, laughing about how they'd pulled it off twice and gotten paid both times without anything actually happening. The wild part, Big Champ helped push the story himself by posting the audio. He wanted the internet to know T-Slick got touched in jail, but according to the rumors, T-Slick was never touched at all. He just took Champ's money and laughed about it afterward. So why did Champ care enough to fund something like that in the first place? To understand that, you gotta go back to the beginning of his beef with Q50, because that's where all of this actually comes from. Big Champ and Bloodhound Q50 were not always enemies. These dudes were actually cool at one point. And not just surface level cool, from the way Champ tells it, he genuinely looked out for Q50 when Q50 was going through it. In an interview on A Couch TV, Champ explained that he never wanted Q50 around initially. He said Q50 came around through his big homie, and at first Champ was resistant because Q50 seemed hot and reckless, but after actually talking to him, Champ said he realized Q50 came from a different background, a family with money, no real need to be in the streets, someone who was chasing the image more than living it. Champ said he used to tell him there was always a way out. He went further and said there was a period when Q50 had lost a close homie and was in a bad place mentally. Champ said Q50 was at his crib. He was giving him clothes out of his own closet, and he genuinely felt bad for him and took him in like a little brother. He treated him like family. He was comfortable around him. And that's exactly why people call what happened next a backdoor. Because according to Champ and everyone who saw it unfold, Q50 allegedly took advantage of that comfort. The story is that Q50 took his chain, and not in some random stick-up situation, but in a situation where Champ was around him freely, not thinking twice, because that was supposedly his brother. Q50's version is completely different. In interviews, he's maintained that they were still cool, that Champ voluntarily let him wear the chain, and that he never stole anything. He kept the casual energy about it, saying Champ just put it on him and he held on to it. Champ's response was that Q50 was lying. And beyond denying it, he made sure the internet knew he wasn't hurting over it. He went on live, called out Q50 and the Bloodhounds directly, and made it clear that the loss didn't break him financially. Reports say he turned around and dropped around $140,000 on a brand new chain and a full jewelry kit. He was on live flexing the new ice, counting money, and telling the world that Q50 and his people were broke while he was out here upgrading. The message was clear. You can take what I had, but I'll come back with more. What made the whole situation sting even harder for Champ wasn't just the chain itself. It was the trolling that came after. Q50 allegedly kept going online, flexing the jewelry, even tagging Champ directly, and pushing the band-for-band talk like it was a competition. In street culture, that kind of public humiliation on top of a backdoor is a different level of disrespect. And that's what kept the fire burning. Now, what makes Q50's alleged robbery of Big Champ stand out even more is that it wasn't the only time something like this happened around him. There's the situation with a guy named Brito. According to what people have said, Brito reached out to Q50 because he wanted to buy something. Q50 told him to pull up, but allegedly by the time Brito arrived, with his girl, supposedly on something, moving flashy, the situation had already been set up beforehand. Brito reportedly thought it was going to be a regular transaction. Instead, his watches got taken. And then Q50 and Lil Jeff both posted the watches on Instagram shortly after, trolling Brito publicly and making it a whole show online. Then there's Moolah Mitch. He linked up with Q50 in Miami for what was supposed to be a studio session. According to the story that went around, he had no real warning about what Q50's reputation was. He showed up to make music. Q50 allegedly snatched his chain and reportedly within the same hour was already in the club wearing it like a trophy. He then posted online flexing the chain with Moolah Mitch's own song playing in the background. That level of trolling, using your victim's music to celebrate taking from them, made people take notice of a pattern. Champ, Brito, Moolah Mitch. 3 different situations, similar playbook. Get close, get comfortable, then move. One person who had a lot to say about the Big Champ situation specifically was a YouTuber named Mac Moolah. He didn't hold back. He was openly shocked that Champ hadn't gone to the police after supposedly getting his jewelry taken at gunpoint. Mac Moolah went into Champ's comments and DMs telling him to just call the police on Q50, press charges for armed robbery, and take it all the way legally. He even said he'd sue the label and everybody connected. Champ didn't take that well. He clapped back hard, said Mac Moolah had just proven he wasn't from the streets, and told him to pull up to the block if he wanted to talk about it. Mac Moolah's response was to troll right back. He broke down why you don't play tough with someone who wasn't going to be tough back, basically telling Champ to redirect that energy toward the people who actually moved on him. It was funny to watch from the outside, but the underlying point Mac Moolah kept pushing, that Champ had real legal options he wasn't using, is one a lot of people in the comments agreed with, even if they'd never say it publicly. Where this beef stands right now is exactly where a lot of these situations end up. Loud online, personal, and with no clean resolution in sight. The fake jail beatdown being exposed made Champ look like he got played. Q50 still has the chain and still hasn't acknowledged any wrongdoing. The Bloodhounds are still active, and Champ is still publicly pushing back every chance he gets. The back door is always the deepest cut in a situation like this. Not because of what was taken, but because of who took it. You can replace a chain. You can't replace the feeling of realizing somebody you looked out for used that access against you. That's the part that doesn't resolve easily. And that's why this beef has legs. Drop a comment below. Do you think Champ got finessed with the fake jail beatdown, or was some of it real? And subscribe if you want to stay on top of situations like this broken down the right way.